It was just for us. It was a normal Sunday. We usually go eat after church, and
we didn't.
That one day we didn't go eat after church.
Because we knew it was going to be a thunderstorm, or so we thought, only a thunderstorm.
So then we decided, let's go eat at home. You know, our youngest, he's 5. He's usually takes a nap in the afternoon, so we're already at home. Go ahead and put him down for the nap or whatever. And me and her were just relaxing, and I was listening to music. She was taking a nap, and we were in the bedroom, and it was just like a rainy day, kind of overcast, I don't know.
Well, it was overcast in the morning, and it had started storming as thunderstorming, and Eli was laying down. I was actually looking on my phone, and my mom texted me about, I would say 20 or so minutes, maybe 30 minutes before the tornado actually hit, and she said, we're under a tornado watch. I wish you would come to my house, because she has a basement. And I was like, oh no, we'll be okay. You know, I'm thinking it's just going to be a thunderstorm, blow over. And then mine and Ben's phone went off with a warning, and I just got this gut feeling I need to look outside. I looked outside, and I'm like, the trees are blowing harder than I remember ever seeing, but it didn't look like a tornado. I was like, oh no, it don't sound right. It's time to go. So that's what I told him, and I went into our son's room and just picked him up and took him into the hall bathroom, because that was the safest room in our house. And as soon as I shut the door, he walked in and he said, I saw the tornado. He had looked out the window and saw things going around. And rotation. Yeah, rotating. And so we shut the door. I was trying to put my 5-year-old in under the sink, thinking that'll prevent stuff from hitting him. We didn't know that the whole house was going to break apart.
The house just kind of tipped over and then broke, just exploded basically back this way. And we were picked up and moved about 300 feet from basically the front side of the house to somewhere back over there. That's where we ended up. And 20 minutes later, or 10, or whatever it was. I
ended up, the bathroom door busted open. The door actually busted open towards the hall because of the pressure, and
it don't open that way.
Yeah, it wasn't supposed to open that way. And so I grabbed Eli, Ben grabbed me, and we just hung on as tight as we could, and I started praying right then. I was like, God, just protect us, make sure we're okay. And then the trailer started tipping and rolling, and then the last thing I remember before waking up afterwards is I saw the house just break apart like it exploded. And then I remember waking up, and Eli, my youngest, was 5 feet to the right behind me, and then Ben was about 10 feet in front of me. And I was just like, what do we do? So I started screaming for help, and that's when people started coming to help us.
I was pretty calm because I was in shock. My body I didn't feel anything. I had a broke leg, 2 broke legs and a bruised kidney, and didn't know that till 4 days later. That was a pretty rough day for me. Hurt from the bottom of my foot to the back of my back, you know. Morphine as much as they could give me, you know. I didn't have my own button, but they was giving it as much as I could. I don't remember much about that day, but yeah.
Well, I had several fractures in my hip socket. My tailbone was broken almost all the way down. My 8th right rib was fractured, and I had a collapsed lung and did not know it. just one though. And then my 5-year-old, he had a couple of skull fractures, a concussion, and bleeding on the brain. And when I had woke up and I saw him crying, I could see blood coming out of his ear, and I just knew that he had a head injury. And I told the people that was helping us, I was like, he needs to go to the hospital first as fast as possible. So my cousin ended up taking him to my mom's car, and my mom took him to the ambulance to get him to the local hospital at East Alabama Medical Center. And then I was taken on a piece of plywood supported by a ladder,
a ladder off of a kid's playground.
Was it the slide or a ladder?
It was a ladder from the kids' playground.
And they had to walk from here all the way to the road and use it kind of as a, girding or whatever. Yeah. And then they put me on the bed of a pickup truck to drive me to the end of 38 because ambulances could not get back here.
Because the house was in the middle of the road that was on the corner.
And because there was a bunch of trees too. I mean, it's a real blessing. I mean, like, these people are coming out and donating their time and effort, and it's hot out here, and you know,
that's why it's tough for us sometimes to be out here, but we feel like we owe it in a way, because it's like we could just be at home in the air conditioner and be like, poor pitiful us, we're hurting, or you know, and then they're out here, these people are sweating, they're, you know, they're pushing it, some of them are not even taking breaks when they need to be, and so it's like we feel like we need to be out here also as much as we can and help as much as we can, and this is our forever home. This is how we're looking at it. This is not something, okay, well in a few years we're going to be this is just temporary. No, I mean, since this has happened, the community has come together and close, and everybody knows everybody now even more. People talk more, people wave more, and I was like, unless some major changes happen again, I don't plan on leaving. I've been born and raised in Beauregard, but you always think, well, maybe I'll move one day to wherever, I don't know. But after this and seeing everybody just coming together like they did, it was like, I'm not leaving unless something else happens to where I have to. For me, it was a really big eye-opener for me, because I've been to church like a lot of people. Parents drag you to church. You gotta go to church, and you just kind of, teenage years and your young adult life, you kind of off and on sometimes think that, am I good enough to go to heaven? Am I good enough for church? I say I'm saved. Am I actually saved? People have all these other things happen to them. I never talk to God. I never have all these encounters and things that all these other people have. Well, for me, it was the actual tornado and seeing what happened and everybody coming together and helping us and being a blessing and being part of our lives and our journey has really put it out there for me. Yes, this is what it is for me. I'm saved. I know what God's got in store for me. I know where I'm going now. It's for me, but I can't speak for him.
Well, I feel like, well, you know, Ben hasn't really witnessed a miracle until now. And I feel like he witnessed a miracle, and it's made my faith stronger, because it's like, wow, we made it through a EF4 tornado. We were actually up in the air at one point, you know, and we're okay. So how much more does God have in store for us? There must be something really special for us, and this is actually my second trauma. I was in a car accident when I was a week before I turned 15, and I was in the bed of a pickup truck going about 65 miles per hour. So this is the second trauma, so I must have something really special. So it's definitely made my faith stronger. I feel like our family has gotten closer because of it, and it's just, you know, even though there was a lot of bad stuff that came out, there was a lot of good that came out from just seeing the community. One thing, we're getting a home, and we're not going to be in debt, and so it's just, and it's a new home, and it's a on the ground home, you know, on a slab home, and it's just, we've been so blessed, you know, after the storm and everything, and you know, it's just made my faith stronger.